What's going on, everybody? My name is Mr. Leong, and welcome back to another episode of the Startup Starter Kit. Thanks for tuning in, and today we are here to learn about competitive analysis. Now, when you're creating a business plan, marketing plan, one of the things that you have to take into account is that as you're running your business, there's going to be other key competitors, direct competitors, indirect competitors, and you have to really analyze your competition, figure out their strengths, their weaknesses, and see if there's an opportunity to position yourselves as a unique business. So we're going to learn about how to do a competitive analysis in this newest episode. Alright, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and you can hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a new video to YouTube. We're doing great on this channel, and I'm appreciating all the support I get, so we're going to continue on, and once I get to 100 episodes, you're going to have a set of videos. So if you ever start a business, you're going to have some really good business basics knowledge to help you run your business. So competitive analysis is essential when you are starting or running a business. You have to be able to identify who your competitors are, and if the industry is very saturated with a lot of competitors, you might want to think twice about entering that market. Or maybe there's not a lot of competitors in a specific industry, and you can see that as an opportunity for you to really establish yourself as a top dog in this business. So competitive analysis is really you taking a look at your key competitors and seeing what their strengths are, what they do well, what they don't do so well, and identify if there's any gaps where maybe the market's not really developed, and see if there's a gap for you to establish yourself as a prominent business in this industry. Because all industries have competitors. Some industries have a little bit more competitors than others, and some maybe not so much. So where I live, there's a lot of restaurants. It's a very competitive business, low margins. So restaurants really have to find ways to stand out from the competition by providing a really good product that's at a really good price. So all businesses have competitors. They can be direct competitors or indirect competitors. Let's look at this burger example. There's a lot of places to get a hamburger in like where I live. So you can go like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Carl's Jr.'s, or maybe some of the smaller local restaurants. And if you're competing burger versus burger, these are obviously direct competition. But when it comes to indirect competition, obviously burger restaurants compete with burger restaurants, but these are within the same food category. So a burger restaurant could compete against a pizza restaurant because they are both food items. Maybe you have a similar target market that's going out to dine and they want a nice dinner out. So maybe a burger would be a competition to pizza, even though they may be considered separate categories. But burger would be direct, but indirect is like a burger and a pizza. So it's about really identifying your key competitors when you're running your business and seeing how you can stand out from the competition. So why should we be conducting competitive analysis if you weren't so already? In order to beat your competitors, you have to understand them and maybe why they're so successful. When I was an accountant and I was doing my co-op, I was doing bookkeeping for this restaurant owner. And one of his expenses was him going out, and he said, the meals expenses for a restaurant. And I was kind of confused because, you're a restaurant. You could probably make the food yourself, or you have the chefs make some food. But his meals expenses was very high. And he explains that he goes to other restaurants in the neighborhood, samples their food, tastes their food, analyzes their service, and this provides really high quality insights and information. So maybe he'll go to like a popular restaurant, maybe not the same cuisine, sort of taste test their food and sort of get an impression of why customers are going there, target markets, clientele. And this is really good information for running a business. Maybe he'll go to some competitors, taste their food. So the idea here is that you have to be able to understand where you are situated in the market, how many competitors you have, and what's going to make you stand out from the competition. It's also an essential part of the marketing plan So I talked in the previous video about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats as an essential part of a strategy. And you also have to look at analyzing how to provide value to your target audience. So with all these burger restaurants, you have to find a way to differentiate yourself from the competition. And you can't do that unless you do competitive analysis. So maybe you are well established in doing delivery, or maybe you have a really good product. So maybe you use a very high quality beef, or maybe you have a great price, or maybe you're one of the only burger restaurants in the neighborhood. So the idea here is think about your competitors and then seeing where you can tap into the market to really stand out. Now, the first step to doing any competitive analysis is really identifying who your main competitors are. Every business has, 2, 3, maybe 5 main competitors that they're really competing against. And you can identify who your competitors are by doing a quick Google search. So let's talk about, let's say you're doing sushi. There's a lot of sushi places where I live. So what I might do is I might type in my city, maybe I might type in sushi, and then it's going to populate a whole list of restaurants and similar businesses, and then I can pick and choose who my main competitors are. So maybe I might focus on the neighborhood or maybe similar products. So within this neighborhood, maybe there's 3 to 5 sushi restaurants. So these are my key competitors. And as well, there's probably some established chains or bigger restaurants. So this is where we get to see who our main competitors are, the types of products they serve, what prices they're charging, and then seeing where you can tap in and make yourself stand out from the competition. Maybe it's decor, you have a really nice ambiance and experience, or maybe you provide really good customer service. So competitive analysis is starting with who are your main competitors and direct competitors for your business. So a good way to think about this is, where does our ideal customer shop at if we didn't exist? So maybe you're thinking about starting a business. And one thing you can do is you can look at your ideal customer and then think about where they like to shop. These might be your key competitors. And then we can do competitive analysis. So here's the framework for doing competitive analysis. Okay, so here's what I did. One thing you can do is you can create a table and then list out your competitors. So here's what I did. I used, well, obviously I'm using Microsoft PowerPoint because I'm doing slides. So I create this table over here, and then I selected, let's say for example, I'm Pizza Hut. It's a well-known brand. And then I'm going to select some key competitors for Pizza Hut. So I'm going to add a column over here, and this column is going to be a competitor 1, competitor 2, and you can do a lot of competitors. It depends on your market and your industry. So the first thing I may do is I'm going to look at my product offerings. So for example, Pizza Hut has a variety of offerings. They do chicken nuggets or chicken bites, pizza, breadsticks, and then Domino's may be having some different items as well. And I'm going to list it down and fill in the box. And then Fresh Slice is also going to have their product offerings as well. Especially with the restaurant business, one way that you can differentiate yourself is to have a secret recipe or some unique ingredients and differentiate based on taste. So obviously Pizza Hut has this unique crust, that pan crust, that's going to be different from other competitors. The next one is price range, because when you look at your target market, maybe they aren't likely to spend a lot of money on products that are in your category. So you might want to look at how your competitors are pricing the products. So Pizza Hut has a lot of good deals. Domino's has at $7.95 for, buy a medium pizza or 2 medium pizzas at that price. And then Fresh Slice is really super cheap. So obviously, quality is indicated by the price that you charge. So that's something you might want to take into an account. If you're selecting your competitors, you also want to think about, the competitors that are within a similar price range. So if you charge a premium product, you might not want to, let's say for example, if you're Tiffany and you're selling jewelry, you might not want to compare yourselves to like a Dollarama or a Dollar Shop or like the Bay, because maybe you're in a different market and different customers altogether. Then you want to look at locations. So location can often be a competitive advantage. If there's not a lot of similar businesses within that area, you might want to step in and say, oh, I'm going to start a laundromat, or maybe I want to start a unique business here where there's not a lot of competitors. So you can also use that as an advantage. Maybe you want to focus on a specific neighborhood and then position yourself as being very convenient. So you can also look at value proposition, competitive advantage, operational issues, and promotional methods. So it's important that you also look at how businesses are getting their customers. Maybe they have really established social media, they post their menus, they have really nice photos. So this is a great tool and template for seeing where you're established in the market, who your competitors are, and what you can do to stand out from the competition. So it doesn't take, this is very simple. It doesn't take very long to do this table, and you just have to select some categories, some company, and some competitors, fill out the boxes, and then you can sort of see where you're positioned in the eyes of the consumer. Hope that gave you some insight into how you can do competitive analysis. Pretty straightforward, and you have to select your key competitors and then think about social media, operations, pricing, maybe the 4 Ps: product, place, price, and promotion, what they do different than you, what they're doing well, what they're not doing so well. And by researching competitors, going to their place, going to their websites, looking at engagement and social media, this can be a telling picture on how they operate, and this can give you some insight into how you can establish yourself as a unique business. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully that was quite informative about the competitive analysis. Don't forget to show a like. You can leave a comment down below if you learned something new. And thanks for tuning in, and I will see you later, okay? Bye-bye.